Oh, it's an emergency. LeBron James has signed with the Philadelphia 76ers. Here we are, No Dunks, live in the studio. We just recorded a podcast. And LeBron just makes an announcement as we're wrapping up the other one. Here he goes. A 2-year contract for under $8 million. 1 year plus an option. that stands out to me because it's LeBron James. Still, it's not a lot of money in terms of him, but
no.
Cheesesteaks for everybody, whatever they eat in Philadelphia. Trey, what's your first takeaway with LeBron going to Philly?
Well, my first response is a lot like most of the text messages that I've seen in group chats. What?
Yeah.
LeBron is going to the 76ers. Seen a lot of what's with a lot of A's, a lot of question marks at the end, a lot of WTFs. I'll be honest, Taz, I'm seeing a lot of ring chasers for LeBron. And I'm even seeing a few, wow, LeBron and D Wade reunited. Finally getting to play with Dean Wade.
Come on.
LeBron and D Wade, how exciting is that? But man, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that it was Philadelphia. I'm surprised that he picked a new team and that the new team he picked wasn't the Golden State Warriors. It is going to be very weird to see this guy in a 76ers jersey.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's quite strange that the Sixers could be LeBron's last team of his career. I mean, Michael Jordan retired playing on the Wizards, so stranger things have happened, but this does feel perhaps like the location he could choose that is most likely to be booed at. But LeBron said, I don't care. I told everybody I was choosing my next destination based on basketball fit and trying to win. And it feels like he picked a basketball destination.
Yeah.
So he didn't lie about that.
I don't buy this ring chasing thing. He could.
It's all ring chasing, but he's 41 years old. Who cares? Of course, he's still trying to win something here at the end.
But I wonder if they do hold up Larry at the end of the year. Is he the guy that gets credited as the number one guy in Philadelphia? Obviously, Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey. I won't even include Joel Embiid in that because I don't think Joel Embiid's going to be the guy who lifts them to the title. But those are the two guys that are probably the premier players on that team. But it's almost like LeBron in this situation can be the guy who gets them their first title in 40 plus years. And I say 40 plus years because it's about that. It's a lot about that. It's not about trying to win. Like you go win with the Spurs or something,
sure.
or the Thunder, or you could be part of Golden State and be with your buddy, but I don't think he likes that idea of a team that won sort of recently in comparison to something like this, where they haven't won in 40 plus years. And that's why I picked the Cavaliers. Of course, there's a whole story, but also he would sort of be the number one guy in Cleveland, along with, Donovan Mitchell. He'd be the guy. But here in Philly, I think it fits pretty well, as you said, basketball wise. When you said D Wade, I kind of have flashbacks. I have flashbacks of him and LeBron James with Miami, where LeBron and him were running that thing. Sometimes LeBron's up top, and you could see that happening again with Tyrese Maxey coming behind him and just getting downhill. Those handoffs, those passes, and Maxey can do that. We'll see if Jaylen Brown can do that. Those are the flashbacks I had. I wasn't having Dean Wade flashbacks.
No,
no, Dean Wade going to the bench, but your starting lineup. Man of Maxey, Jaylen Brown, LeBron, James, did I say Maxey?
We got Maxey, VJ, Jaylen, LeBron, and Embiid.
Yes.
Small to big.
Yeah.
That's a great starting lineup.
Yeah.
If you're talking talent-wise, I think on par with the Knicks and the Thunder, who to me probably have the two best starting lineups in the league. Those teams have probably better fits, and they definitely have a lot more chemistry and continuity, having played together multiple seasons. I think when you look at the Sixers team now, you'd think the things that they're lacking, off-ball shooting, like LeBron, I think was like a 32% shooter from three last year. Jaylen Brown's about 33. Now, Maxey's a good off-ball player, and he's going to have the ball less now that Jaylen and LeBron are both in town. I think they could also use a little bit of defense, but this helps them from a depth perspective because, like you're saying, Dean Wade goes to the bench, really good bench player. I think you could steal some minutes with LeBron playing five as a small ball five. We were talking about Huck Porty and Bona being the backups to Embiid there. At the very least, I like the starting five for Philadelphia with LeBron added, and I got to agree with you. The curse breaking has to be part of LeBron's decision-making here because we heard Rich Paul say he was going to the Knicks, but then they won.
Yeah.
So then he's like, okay, who else is it? Who else wants a title from this guy? I did it once with the Cavs. It's Philadelphia. It'll be 41 years since their last title come finals time. Maybe he could do it.
Yeah, same goes for Giannis Antetokounmpo when the Knicks won. He ain't going to Miami. Or he ain't going to New York. And here we are with the team, as we talked about earlier today, on our player under the most pressure. I threw Joel Embiid in there because his backups, are Huck Porty and Bona and Dominic Barlow when you shift over. Now the pressure is just be able to get on the basketball floor for 2 months. That's the pressure for Joel Embiid. The regular season pressure, as you brought up, is kind of lessened by Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey because they play a lot. Now with LeBron and VJ Edgecombe there, Embiid doesn't have to be much of himself at all. I mean, he kind of has to be the fifth option in a weird way on that team. I mean, he just has to play. I think that's the biggest thing, and so they can slow play it like they have been the last couple seasons. But really, I said this is the pressure was on Joel Embiid because this is the year for them to win. And now it's the year for them to win.
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel like since we recorded at 10 a.m. this morning, the barometer, the pressure has been rising for Joel Embiid because, as of this morning, I'm like, Philadelphia should be a better team. I didn't really consider them a championship contender, but adding LeBron to the rest of this starting lineup, at the very least, they got to be an Eastern Conference contender. And as we've seen, the Knicks just won the championship. The Pacers took the Thunder to 7 games. If you make the finals, you got a chance. And at the very least, I now think the Sixers have a chance, which definitely means Embiid, you got to be healthy come playoff time. That is a huge question, but another guy to take the load off Embiid during the regular season in LeBron. They don't need a ton from Embiid, but they need him to be on the court for the playoffs. They need him to be playing team basketball as well. I think that's a big question for Joel Embiid. Last year, as Maxey is ascending, as they're figuring out what they've got in VJ Edgecombe, Embiid coming in and out of the lineup would throw the team just completely off kilter because of the way he played. It was a totally different style than their two fast guys. Now, LeBron is a great transition player, but also can slow it down and pound the ball. Maybe that's good for Embiid, but Embiid's going to have to figure out a way to... I think he's okay not being the number one guy anymore, but sometimes he still plays like I'm the number one guy when he's out there. They got to run everything through him. Now this is 5 guys in their starting lineup who can score with the ball, and who are going to draw a ton of eyeballs. They're going to be a very fun team to watch, and I don't know what to expect from Nick Nurse. A lot of the times with the Sixers in the past couple of years, he's like, go cook.
Yeah.
They got a lot of guys who can cook right now. So we'll see what he puts together in the kitchen there.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey are Nick Nurse guys in that they can play a ton and play him so many minutes, while Nick Nurse has to say, he basically has to say, okay, LeBron and Joel Embiid, you don't have to play a ton, but get us there in the end. I do want to mention, as far as their depth goes, Dean Wade to the bench. They do have an Anthony Simons ready to fire away. But the Bigs' depth is something to worry about a little bit. I wonder if LeBron also saw Bob Myers hired by the Philadelphia 76ers as their president of the Sixers ownership team, who was recently on podcast saying, listen, if I had to pitch LeBron, it would be Philly is the best chance to win. And not just, I'm not just saying Bob Myers is a good option because of that, but because of his pedigree with the Golden State Warriors and building teams around. Now, you could say the team is what they are, but I think Bob Myers can tinker a little bit, and I think LeBron is not retiring after this year. I don't think there's any chance of that. I think this guy goes and plays a few more years. The guy just dyed his beard. It ain't gray anymore. I mean, I think he wants to play, and you sign a 1 year plus a second year option. I know it's just a player option, but I don't think he's retiring. And Philly's got a real chance to win. I wonder if they are, as you said, the Knicks have a better starting lineup. Are they just the second best team in the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, that's the question for me is, as of July 24th, where are the Sixers in the Eastern Conference? At the top for me is still the Knicks in their own tier. They're the defending champions. They just ran through the playoffs 16-3. They did lose Mitchell Robinson. That's a loss for them for sure, but they've got a lot of talent. They've got a lot of continuity. And, assuming that nothing strange happens with Karl Anthony Towns getting extended, they should be able to bring everybody back on the same page, feeling great. I think they're still the best team in the East. But then I got the Sixers in that second tier, and I think the second tier is probably the Pistons, the Celtics, the Cavs, and the Sixers included. It's hard to say with those teams. There's a lot of changeover for like the Pistons, probably about the same team. Celtics are going to look different. The Cavs are going to be scrambling now. Mario Hezonja, come on down. I would have to think. Maybe Kuminga ends up there. But I got the Sixers in the second tier. And I think that they should be... Their goal should be top 4 in the East. And then obviously trying to make it to the conference finals, the finals, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, when you say top 4, you're right in that the goal is, hey, let's be healthy and we'll figure it out. We can go on the road in New York and win because of the championship pedigree. But I do see them as a clear number 2. And I know when we had the debate of Jaylen Brown going to Philly, Giannis going to Miami, and Kawhi Leonard at the time going to Toronto, you brought up the question, which is the best signing? Part of why Jaylen Brown is the best signing is because we know he's going to play. There isn't a question about that in comparison to Giannis and Kawhi. It's very different. Giannis is going to look great in the playoffs. Kawhi should look good in the playoffs too if he's part of the Toronto Raptors. But right now, I think you can call this a number 1 with the Knicks and a 1A, very, very close with the Philadelphia 76ers, assuming a lot of stuff there. But Brown and Maxey are going to be there. And LeBron's going to be there in the playoffs. The guy is going to play. Edgecombe's going to play. So they're top 4. I'm sorry to put Embiid in that 5th slot. That's what he is to me. He's like the 5th guy. I know. I know that he is, like you said, when he's out there, he wants to have the ball, but he's got to be that number 5 guy, and that he shouldn't have to do as much offensively. He's going to kind of have to be more of a catch and shoot guy, whether it's at 3 or from the mid range, just so he can have the energy and the knees to be able to play for 2 months and to be able to play good defensively against Cat. Most emphatically, that's the one that really stands out. It's him playing defensively if he can do that.
Oh, yeah. Embiid is like key to the Sixers having any sort of a championship level defense because Edgecombe, I think, gives great effort defensively. He's a really good playmaker as well. Deflections, steals, even blocks for a shorter guy. Maxey can get active in the passing lanes, but neither of them are like lockdown defenders at this point in their career. Jaylen Brown is a good on-ball guy, kind of gets lost off-ball, and LeBron, he's not quite a DH at this point in his career. He can definitely ramp it up when he needs to, but that's an area where he's conserving energy, shall we say. I think the Knicks, their starting 5 probably fits together a little bit better since they've had a couple of years to bring in the right guys and figure out their roles alongside each other. They've got better shooting, they can play 5 out basically. They've got 2 big defensive wings in Bridges and in OG. So the way the Knicks are put together makes more sense to me than Philadelphia. But Philadelphia coming into the summer was kind of in a go nowhere mode until it felt like George and Embiid were off the team. Suddenly they still got Joel Embiid. And they've also added 2 All-NBA players in Jaylen Brown and LeBron James. Like, they can have 2 of those guys, 2 of those 4. I'll call Embiid number 4. Who cares? 4 and 5, but I'm calling number 4. They could put 2 All-NBA players on the court for 48 straight minutes. There's not a lot of teams that can do that.
Yeah, it is a fun thing for fans to look at when you compare some of the current day roster formations, like the Boston Celtics, for instance, where they decide our number 1 guy is our number 1 guy, but our number 2 guy is going to take less money. Well, you look at the Philadelphia 76ers with Maxey and Brown and Embiid, your top 3 are getting paid a ton. So you're right. Those are amazing players. Simple as that. It's fun to look at that as okay, we're going for it type of team versus the Celtics and other situations. I do think the chemistry is going to be pretty good between Maxey and Jaylen Brown and LeBron. Apparently, Maxey and Jaylen Brown, along with Joel Embiid, have been calling LeBron James, trying to get him there. Yeah, the Bob Myers pitch happened. I mean, we had Mike Gansey, who's taken over their front office, who used to play high school basketball in Ohio, but now he was Ohio. He was the Mr. Basketball runner-up, I think. I mean, there's chemistry there. There's just a ton of chemistry there, and so that's super exciting. Maxey's a clutch sports guy. He's always referred to Bron as his big brother, and
sure.
so I think that's part of why I think, okay, yeah, like you said, if they win a title, it's, man, we haven't won a title in over 40 years. But also with Maxey saying he's his big bro, there's a different sort of pecking order than if he went to Golden State or if he played with Giannis in Miami. Now, it all gets sort of wrapped together, but this is a good situation for him.
This is a really good situation for LeBron. Basketball-wise, like, maybe you could argue the Timberwolves were a slightly better situation, or like the Spurs never really caught traction or anything like that, but you could see how he would fit there as well. But LeBron decided on Philadelphia. There was a hole at the 4, and I mean, Bob Myers said on the Rich Paul podcast, his pitch would have been, this is your best chance to win. Is it? It's one of the best chances to win for LeBron, for the teams that were out there. And if he's down with making less than $4 million, that's awesome for the Sixers to be able to get him. When you're talking about winners and losers of the LeBron saga that we just went through, Mike Gansey and Bob Myers have to be massive winners here. How many times did Daryl Morey go into an offseason with a cap space plan and nothing happened? Mike Gansey brought in 2 All-NBA guys, one of which is LeBron James. Then you think about Bob Myers. He's going head-to-head with the Golden State Warriors for LeBron, and guess who got him? Bob.
Yeah, the last time Daryl Morey had all that cap space, he went and signed Paul George, who now has been turned into Jaylen Brown, which is nuts to think of this team and how it looks. Yes, it feels like just zooming out of the landscape of the entire NBA in the Eastern Conference, this was the way to go. Number one, go to the Eastern Conference. Number two, stay towards a team that hasn't won with the Knicks. It was Philly or the Cavs for me, and it feels smart. It feels, because you're not playing against OKC or San Antonio in any of those series. It feels like the better conference to play in. Simple as that, but. This is weird.
It's gonna be weird to see LeBron in a Sixers jersey for sure. But maybe that's why he dyed his beard fully black. Wants to wear those Iverson era jerseys, which do look great.
Yeah, and overall, just seeing LeBron here at a team where he could possibly win, so different from what Michael was able to do at the end of his career. That part is different, and part of like why people were saying, what are they doing here? Why is he taking until July 24th to make it happen? Was he filming Netflix, his doc, or that kind of thing? I mean, that's why I felt like Cleveland at first, but feels like it's all part of it. He's filming something, like he's ending it.
He definitely is.
Yeah, he's ending it in a situation where what would be the huge disappointment for this team? Because it's a good team.
Playoffs.
Oh yeah, well yeah, of course. But I think there's even the baseline is a first round exit would be a huge disappointment.
Yes.
They're better. They're too good to miss the playoffs with Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey, who we know are going to play.
Yeah.
So it's like a first round exit, probably a second round exit is a disappointment. I'm just saying the baseline, the floor level.
Yeah, you're right.
Is good. Floor level is good.
The floor is
compare the MJ level floor to the LeBron level floor of his end of his career.
LeBron doesn't want that.
Well, the Washington, you don't want to compare it to any, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I think this should be a playoff team. They should win at least one playoff series, and at this point, they should make the conference finals.
Yes,
they had the best offseason of anybody.
Yeah, and that's why you try and emulate what the Knicks just did and be able to steamroll the Eastern Conference and get into that NBA Finals. That's the dream.
Knicks fans are loving this. This is crazy. LeBron James signs with the Philadelphia 76ers, a traditional Knicks rival who the Knicks actually beat in the playoffs. You would think that maybe this would be bad for Knicks fans, be like, oh man, they got LeBron. And instead, Knicks fans are like, look at every team in the Eastern Conference scrambling to keep up with us.
Yeah.
So they're a winner for me. Here's some other winners. Sixers, obviously a winner, A+ offseason. Adam Silver, He can finally make that schedule. Mario Hezonja, he can pick his team. Exciting for both of them. Rich Paul's podcast is a winner. If I'm not mistaken, there was a little star by Tyrese Maxey. We should have read into the star. Mike Gansey and Bob Myers, I explained already. The Eastern Conference is definitely winners. Right now, they kept Giannis, added LeBron, added Kawhi. Every team seems to have gotten better at the very least. I think podcasters have to be a win here. You're putting LeBron, Embiid, and Jaylen Brown in the same locker room. Those are big personalities and some big headlines that are coming out. Those are my winners.
Yeah, throw in Andre Drummond getting to play from the Knicks side of things against his former team if they meet in the playoffs in the Philadelphia 76ers. Mario Hezonja, as you said, it's got to be a Mario Hezonja has got to be a New York Knick here. Because the only highlight that I've seen recently is him stopping LeBron James trying to end a game, Knicks-Lakers. And he was on the Knicks. But I don't think they have the salary to make it happen because they have too many guys signed, I assume. But anyway.
Yeah, they're maxed out. I think
that's
Hezonja has been linked to the Cavs and I think the Warriors as well. Basically, the teams that don't get LeBron.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Mario Hezonja is not going to relive that great moment in Madison Square Garden where he shut down LeBron. But that's been the best highlight, I think, of Mario's career.
He might get a bigger contract than LeBron. LeBron's like the 292nd highest paid player in the league next year.
My goodness.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He is, I did check, he is going to be making more than Bronny, though. $1.2 million more. So that's good for him, I guess.
Yeah, he proved us wrong. I know a lot of people came into this season saying, okay, he's staying with LA because he always wants to get that max money, but nope. That's
not anymore.
Minuscule dollars for LeBron James as far as a contract goes to be paid under 4, but more than his son.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. LeBron will be making less this next season than he made his rookie season, which is in 2003.
Wild.
Yeah, this guy is taking a massive pay cut, and it's because he wants to win. Here are my losers, Tass.
Okay.
Obviously, all the teams that didn't get LeBron: the Warriors, the Cavs, the Heat, the Nuggets, the Timberwolves. I listed them in order of who I think is most disappointed, and the Warriors have to be since they've done nothing this offseason. Their whole thing was trying to go get LeBron. Apparently, there was rumors about the Anthony Davis trade, which could have led to LeBron. They decided nope on that again. And the Warriors are just running back. See, in the play-in, once again, that's a massive loser to me. And unfortunately, I got to say LeBaron Philon is a little bit of a loser here. His name is going to be mispronounced a lot going forward. LeBron and LeBaron on the same team?
Yeah, you're right.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah, as I was writing that down for today's other podcast, that's got to be fun for writers out there to go LeBron, LeBaron. Pat Riley, a loser as well.
Okay.
Simply because sitting beside Giannis Antetokounmpo, they announced Giannis' signing, and he said, "There's one other plane we got to land here."
He did. He did.
And
say
he
that.
thought he was trying to talk it into existence. But I understand why LeBron picked a team that's simply better than the Miami Heat.
Definitely. Yeah.
They just got too many good guys.
So 2-year contract, player option for the second year for LeBron. Would you think that season 24 is LeBron's last season, this one coming up? Or will he get that last 25th season from Philadelphia?
I don't think he is leaving Philadelphia after the season, and I think it's going to be an additional year or 2, maybe. I don't think he's done. We've said this like 5 years ago. When's it happening? And I don't know if it's modern medicine, the way he treats his body, but he's pulling a Tom Brady. He's going till he's 45-ish. He's going to be 42 later this year. So, if he plays 2 more years, it'll be 44. Yeah, I think he'll get to the Tom Brady 45 if he wants, especially with the backcourt of Maxey, Edgecombe, and Jaylen Brown playing beside him. Those guys have to play a lot.
Mm-hmm. Those guys, luckily, they do play a lot.
They play a lot. They play so much. And, if anything, Nick Nurse has a luxury of, you can sit Maxey or Jaylen Brown a little bit more.
Interesting. He's like the coach in the league who likes to sit his guys the least.
I know. But you should.
They're like the crazy top heaviest team in the league with a coach who plays all of his guys 40+ minutes. Yeah. How does that add up?
Yeah, but when you got Anthony Simons and LeBaron Philon as guys who can come off the bench and play plenty of minutes as a backcourt, you should.
Yep.
I mean, Simons can come off and just fire away like he has. But that's an under the radar signing that's going to help them because he can be an offense. Whew.
All right, a couple of other things here. LeBron did tweet. He kind of came out. Well, that's what I was gonna say. I can't decide. The Skeets Duel odds had a Shams announcement as the number one, the favorite in the odds for how it was going to be announced. And at exactly 11:30 a.m. is when we got the Shams announcement that he was signing with the 76ers. At exactly the same time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, LeBron James tweeted out 4 tweets in a row. I'm not gonna read all of them, but he does say, to start it off, I thought I was done when the season ended. I wasn't ready to announce it, and I knew I needed some time to really decide. I was pretty sure I played my last game. Obviously, that's not true. He's playing at least one more season for Philadelphia here. My guess is that he will take that second season as well and call it quits after a perfect 25 seasons in the NBA. A quarter of a century of LeBron.
Yeah.
What a reign for the king.
Yeah, I thought it would have been a perfect way to go out with Bron to make the final run with the Lakers be that 7 with the Cavs, 4 with the Heat, 4 with the Cavs again, and then 7 with the Lakers. I thought that just perfect numbers, just how they would work out. And then he kept on playing, so I don't believe it. I think he's just going to keep going. He's just going to keep going as long as he wants. And as long as he wants to tweet these threads, I should say, because he didn't just tweet. This is very Shams-esque. Well, I guess Shams tweets differently. But anyways, there's 4 tweets in there. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, he's a volume shooter.
He was right.
For sure. But you got to trust the odds makers. Like I said, Skeets Duel predicted that the Shams tweet would be the announcement. And I haven't seen a podcast clip come through yet. Maybe they'll go in and record. But Shams beat LeBron himself to the punch while also tying him for the punch. And you said this morning on the show that the odds were saying it was most likely that LeBron was going to make his announcement today on Friday. And it really happened.
Yeah. Some Vegas odds makers knew what was up.
They knew what was up.
Literally, best odds were for Friday, July 24th.
See?
And it happened. Not from our friends at FanDuel, but other sites that made it happen. It was bang on.
Other sites.
Other sites won't name them. They don't get the
They
credit.
don't deserve it.
But that's it. Very fun.
Yeah.
Very, very fun.
Exciting. Now we only need the NBA to start in 3 months. Just be thinking about this for 3 months. But no, it's cool. I assume this means that we will have some additional news on the show coming next week because by all accounts, LeBron's decision was holding up a lot of business around the league, not just Hezonja.
Not just the
Obviously,
schedule.
the biggest name, Mario Hezonja, followed by the schedule. But we'll probably start hearing more stuff about Jalen Duren. I think could actually last a little bit longer since
agree.
it's the restricted angle to everything, but like it wouldn't be surprising to hear where Kuminga ends up or Benedict Mathurin, some guys that are a little lower. Peyton Watson, maybe he gets signed as well, but you would have to think that these guys who are waiting to figure out where the wing spots were will now choose their teams.
Yes. We'll see if the Lakers fill LeBron's hole with Jonathan Kuminga. That could very well happen. We'll talk about it on Monday's podcast, I imagine, along with some more fallout here from LeBron James and what happens in Philadelphia. If you missed our show on Friday, was us discussing which player is under the most pressure.
Yep.
And we got into a bunch of guys from Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, to Walker Kessler, Trey threw out there.
That's right.
But of course, we talked about LeBron as well, so go check that baby out wherever you get your pods. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. Otherwise, we'll be back on Monday. For now, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, LeBron's not going to eat a cheesesteak. I just, there's,
Calling it?
Yeah.
No cheesesteaks?
Nah, he doesn't seem like a.
Oh, God, that's eating my first Philly cheesesteak in the documentary?
Nope.
Nope.
No more. This guy wants to last.
It's a great point. You can't actually picture LeBron eating a cheesesteak.
No, not anymore.
I want to see it, though.
He's in his 40s. We'll see you Monday, everybody.
Embrace the day.